Hallo liebe Kinder, wie geht es euch? Hoffentlich gut. So today we will continue with imperative. We have already learned the topic imperative in the previous video. So what is imperative? Imperative is a type of sentence which is used to give a command, to form a request or an instruction. We have already learned this. What else have we learned? Imperative is directed to only second person, which is do, ear, z, and also wear. Wear also is also a form. We have learned how to form an imperative for do. So when I'm talking to only one person, how do I request? For that we need the imperative form of the verb. And how to do that? Just take the verb, conjugate it according to do, and cut st, the ending. So basically the root of the verb. Put it in the beginning of the sentence and the remaining phrase as it is, and then give an exclamation mark. We have already seen this in the last video. Now we are going to look at some special cases. Yes. So let us start. The special cases are the irregular verbs. So till now we have dealt with regular verbs. Unregelmäßige Verben are irregular verbs. Why are they irregular? Because the conjugation is little bit different. We do not care about other pronouns, but the conjugation for irregular verbs changes for do. Our concerned pronouns are do, ear, z, and wear. For ear, z, and wear, the irregular verbs conjugation does not change. It is as usual. But for do, it changes. That is what is our concern here. Not ear, z, and wear. So we are going to focus on do here. So basically there are two types of irregular verbs. We already know that. The first type is where the a in the verb changes to a umlaut for do, and e in the verb in the original form changes to I or IE when you conjugate the verb for do. Okay. So for example, we have lesen becomes least, sprechen becomes spricht, fahren becomes fährst, schlafen becomes schläfst when you conjugate for do. For ear, z, and wear, they are the regular conjugations. That is not very difficult. Okay. So how to deal with such verbs? We will go to the first type, that is a changes to a umlaut for do. Okay. So what is the rule? Again the same rule. Conjugate the verb according to do. Cut st as well as the umlaut. The umlaut has been added over there. It is not already there. Okay. So the added umlaut has to be removed along with st. For example, here phrases are given. Jeden Tag Radfahren. This is our phrase. Fahren is the verb. You conjugate for do, that is fährst. So cut st and cut umlaut. It becomes far. Correct? Far jeden Tag Rad. This is for do. For ear and z, it is same. For ear it becomes far jeden Tag Rad. Conjugate it for ear, and it is as it is. For z also it is same conjugation as it is for z. That is fahren. Just the thing is you have to say z. Fahren z jeden Tag Rad. Okay. The concern is only do here. Okay. Next verb is here schlafen in the phrase mindestens 7 Stunden schlafen. At least 7 hours we have to sleep. To sleep for at least 7 hours. Mindestens means at least. So it becomes schläfst. You cut st and umlaut, it becomes schlaf. So for do it is schlaf mindestens 7 Stunden. Yes. Exclamation mark. For ear, it is same as the conjugation as for ear. Schlaft. Schlaft mindestens sieben Stunden. And here for Z it will become schlafen Sie. Schlafen Sie mindestens 7 Stunden. For wir also it is same. Schlafen wir mindestens 7 Stunden. Okay, the wir part is said. Okay, then Sportschuhe tragen. Here tragen is the verb. It becomes trägst. I'll just change the keypad here. Give me a minute. Yes. Trägst. We cut ST and umlaut. It becomes trag. Trag Sportschuhe. Okay. For ear it becomes tragt Sportschuhe. And for Z, tragen Sie Sportschuhe. Or for wir, tragen wir Sportschuhe. Okay, simple. Similarly, anfangen. Now, anfangen is not only a irregular verb, it is also a separable verb. So here it will become fängst an. And we are going to cut ST and umlaut. So it becomes fang an. Anfangen is to begin. So fang mit joggen an. That means begin to jog. Start jogging in that sense. Here it will become fangt mit joggen an. And here fangen Sie mit joggen an. Okay. Similarly here laufen is läufst. You cut ST and umlaut, it becomes lauf. So basically here also we need only the root of the verb. Lauf schneller means run faster. Laufen is to run. Lauf schneller, here it will become lauft schneller when you're talking to multiple people. And here laufen Sie schneller. Okay, very simple. Just if the irregular verb is of the first category, take the root of the verb. Simple. If the verb is of second category, where E changes to I or IE, then you only cut the ending. Do not change it back like we did for first category. Keep this change, that is I or IE. For example, lesen, conjugation is least. For do, it becomes lease. Okay, so do not cut this st both, because here the root of the verb has s. We cannot cut that. So keep this s. Only cut t. Okay, so here what is the rule? Conjugate for do and cut st. That much only. So least becomes lease. For ear, the conjugation for lesen is laced. It remains laced in imperative form, laced Bücher. And for Z and wir, lesen Sie Bücher. Similarly, nimmst. Nehmen is the verb, Medikamente nehmen. You conjugate for do, that is nimmst. It will become nimm if you cut st. Nimm Medikamente. For ear, the conjugation is named. Named Medikamente. And for Z, it is nehmen Sie Medikamente. Okay. Auf Deutsch sprechen. Sprechen becomes sprichst. You cut st, it becomes sprich. Sprich auf Deutsch. Or it becomes sprecht. Please remember there is no change for ear. The vowel E remains E for ear and Z. Sprecht auf Deutsch. And here, sprechen Sie bitte auf Deutsch. Okay, simple. Similarly, Nicht zu viel Fernsehen. Again, we have separable as well as irregular verb here. Fernsehen. So sehen is the verb. It becomes siehst. If you cut st, it becomes z. Okay. Sie nicht zu viel Fan. Fan is the prefix at the end. Here, the conjugation of sehen for ear is seht. So it will remain seht. Seht nicht zu viel Fan. And here, sehen Sie. Nicht zu viel Fan. Then, Obst und Gemüse essen. Essen again. Conjugation is ist. Do not cut this st. Again here if you see double s is there in the root of the verb. So you cannot cut that. Okay. So we'll keep double s. We'll cut only t. So it becomes is. Is Obst und Gemüse. Here conjugation of Essen for ear is est. So est Obst und Gemüse. And here Essen Sie or Essen wir Obst und Gemüse. Okay, simple. Now we'll go to the next special case. This is just a reminder for you. Do not confuse it with the first category of irregular verbs where we have removed the umlaut. Why did we remove it? Because it was added extra. But if the verb has an umlaut in its original form only, it is not added extra, then you keep the umlaut. Do not remove it. For example, hören becomes hörst. Only cut st, do not cut this umlaut. So it becomes here. Here lies a Musik. Listen to soft music. Okay, so what is the rule? Don't remove the umlaut if it is present in the infinitive form of the verb. Here, it was not present in the infinitive form. Fahren, schlafen. We added it later. That is why we removed it. Here, it is there in infinitive form, so don't remove it. Aufräumen, Räume, umlaut is retained here. Räume das Zimmer auf. Lösen is to solve. Löse Aufgabe 4. Okay? So this is just to not confuse these verbs with the first category of irregular verbs. Now come the two heroes, that is sein and haben. They always act differently. We have to learn their imperative forms. Okay? So for do, for sein, we look at sein first. Do imperative form is sei. Do not go with the conjugation of sein. It is different and imperative form is completely different. So here for do imperative form of sein is sei. Sei ehrlich. Be honest. Be honest is also an advice. Imperative sentence. Here the form is seid. Seid ehrlich. And for sie, seien. The form is seien, not sein. Extra e is there here. So for example, seien Sie bitte ehrlich. Please be honest. So here, sie is also there. For wir also it is seien wir ehrlich. Let us be honest. Haben, haben is quite similar to its conjugation. Only for do it is different. Hab. Hab keine Angst. Don't be afraid or don't have any fear. Don't be afraid like that. So Angst haben is to have fear. That is why here we have to take the imperative form of haben. For do it is hab. For ihr it is habt. Habt keine Angst. For sie it is haben sie. Haben sie keine Angst. Okay. Simple. You have to learn this as it is. For ihr and sie, haben is same as its conjugation. Only for do you have to learn it as hab. Then there are some verbs which have the root ending with M, N, S, Z, L, then what do we do? We add an extra E. Okay, there is no reason why we have to learn it. Extra E is added to the verbs whose roots end with M, N, S, Z, or L. Only for do form you add this extra E, not for ear or Z form. Okay, so einatmen, for example, is to breathe in. So, for example, a yoga instructor, what will he instruct? Atma tief ein, take a deep breath. Okay, so einatmen is the verb here. It is separable. So, you take the main verb here in the beginning. The conjugation of atmen is atmest, but st it becomes atma. Okay, atma tief ein. For ear, it is atmet, same like its conjugation for ear, and for z, it is atmen z. Only for do, add extra e. Lernen, lerner. Correct? The conjugation is lanced. You cut st, but you do not wait at that. You add extra e also. Lerne die Regeln auswendig. Learn the rules by heart. Okay. Aufräumen we already saw. Räume das Zimmer auf. Extra e is there here. Löse Aufgabe 4. Tanze mit mir. The root ends with z. Hole die Bücher vom Klassenzimmer. Holen is to fetch. Fetch the books from the classroom. The root ends with L. Mala the builder. Paint the pictures. Here also the root ends with L. So if you see here L, Z, S, M, N. If the root ends with such letters, you add an extra E. Okay. We don't have to worry about these verbs as such because we don't use them that much oftenly. It won't be asked that much in the exam also. So just so that you should know, that is why I told this rule. Okay. Fine, that was all. We'll revise quickly. Special cases, irregular verbs, where A changes to A umlaut. For do, we cut the umlaut also, along with st, for imperative form. So basically it is the root of the verb only. Fahr, schlaf, trag, fang, lauf. For ear, it is the verb conjugation for ear, that is fahrt, schlaft, tragt, fangt. For z also it is conjugation for z. You add extra z as the word here. Okay. Second category is where E in the infinitive form of the verb changes to I or IE. Here you retain this change, I or IE. Just cut ST. So it becomes lies, nimm, sprich, sie, is. Okay. For do. For ear as it is, there is no change. Lest, named, sprecht. For z also there is no change. Okay. Then do not cut the umlaut if it is already there in the infinitive form. Sein and haben we have to learn them by heart. Sei, seid, seien sie, hab, habt, haben sie. And here we add an extra e to the infinitive imperative form of the verb if the root ends with m, n, s, z, l, etc. Okay, fine. So our topic is over. We can now practice more with the help of worksheets. Okay, so fine. See you in the next class. Cheers.